Hello, precious gems. Welcome back to my little tarot corner of the internet. I am Boyish Empress, aka Raven, if you are new here, which is likely because I'm very new here to this platform as well. So, as you can see, I'm still figuring out where I want to film and how I want to film when I want my face in these videos. So, you know, if you've been starting to watch my videos, let me know how you feel about the climate, okay? About the background here. I'm sure I'll have something more structured eventually, but this will do for now. So this is going to be episode 2 of a series that I'm calling Tarot with a Friend, which is a collective message, but it's one collective message, unlike the pick a card readings that I also do. And it's more chill. You're going to see my face. We're going to get beverages. We're going to have some snacks together. And I'm just going to do a reading for our collective here. So today I have with me from the wonderful Siren latte with oat milk and hazelnut. So get yourself a snack, cozy up, okay? And I'll explain to you what this episode is going to be, what this reading is going to center around. Hi, baby. Can you be seen? Oh, there you are. There you are. Okay, so I thought it would be really fun to use the Archetypes deck from Krans. If you've seen any of my videos so far, you can probably tell that I really like the decks that Krans makes. And the Archetypes deck is no exception. I feel, I don't bring it out as often as I should because it reads me to filth and it makes me go really, really deeply within what is happening in my life right now and what I'm embodying at the current moment. So sometimes I just push her away. But today we're going to be working with her, and the question I'm going to be asking for our collective is, what archetypes are you currently embodying? If you're not sure what an archetype is, I believe it originates from Carl Jung. I don't pay too much attention to Jungian principles and things like that. But I like to think of archetypes as facets of life, and that's really vague, but archetypes can be places, they can be tools, they can be energies that people embody, and all of these things make up our reality and can make up how we can interact with the world. I also like to attach archetypes to media because all of our media is made up of wonderful archetypes like these. They help us make sense of the world around us, and they help us make sense of all of the different facets of ourselves. And it's helpful to be able to kind of put a name and in some instances a face to the types of energies that we are working with and seeing ourselves as, and that other people are seeing us as. So those are some of the things that I like to use archetypes for. Exploring them to me is just like exploring different doors of humanity. So we are going to be looking into what you are showing up as at this time, and oftentimes we can do this with tarot in general, like through tarot we can see a reflection of ourselves, and I think that's a big part of readings in general, but archetypes are a bit more pinpointed, and like I said, they will read you to filth, so hopefully you're ready for that today, and if not, maybe try another video. So let's just settle in, take a few deep breaths with me as we move our awareness from our heads and down into our bodies. Maybe picturing your awareness moving from your head down to your throat. down further into your heart space. Once more into your gut. And with one more exhale, letting your energy settle in the base of your spine. Feeling supported, feeling grounded, sending energy and awareness to the extremities and to the body. Okay, that was soothing. And my cat is gonna take a shit now, so that's fun. So let's just start with looking at this beautiful deck. Circular and with that beautiful gem on top. This deck is hard to shuffle just because of the interesting shape to it, so try my best here. Okay, let's get started. I think I want to pull 3 cards at most because I really want to focus on the richness of what's in each card. And the only question I'm going to ask is, Spirit, please show me the archetypes that my collective is most heavily or most importantly embodying right now. Help me to guide my collective into more awareness of who they currently are. And we got 3. Okay. Okay. So I will show you each card. Can you see? We'll go like that. Right at the edge of my table here. Okay, the first card is the Hunter. Hopefully you can see that. Card number 2, the Animal. Such beautiful imagery in these cards. And the third and final card for our reading today is the Bridge. So this is a message I'm about to say that is outside of the archetypes reading. I do feel like if you've recently lost a pet and an animal companion, I am just feeling the need to tell you that they are with you. They're by your side. I almost see like a little shadow next to you, like sitting next to you. So that's you if you've lost a furry friend recently or not recently. Just know that they're with you and they're providing you with protection and love. I'm just getting like so strongly with the animal and the bridge, just like the rainbow bridge metaphor. So I wanted to just lay that out before we start actually reading into these cards and applying these archetypes to you. This is a very interesting message. I wonder if I'm going to be able to read each card separately because I already feel this this sense of wholeness between the 3 archetypes and the overall message that they're giving me. But for the sake of us spending time together, I'm going to try to get more out of this reading by going through each one. So the Hunter. The Hunter as an archetype brings to mind survival, Sagittarius energy, determination, travel. The Hunter will stop at nothing to achieve not really what they want, but what they need in order to sustain their survival. This reading feels very naturalistic. It feels centered in a primal place, not really in a logical place. So I feel like we're going to be kind of unearthing survival instincts here and the ways in which we lose our minds, in a sense, to go after what we believe that we need. There's a very all or nothing energy to the hunter. There's a very like, if I don't get this now, who knows what will happen to me energy. And so I feel like I also get eat and be eaten. You are embodying this cutthroat energy, this place from deep within you is emerging to help you take action. But there's discernment that needs to be had between the true danger and these kind of bodily alarms that go off when things that are actually much safer remind us of older, past experiences that were not safe. So I want you to know that this hunter archetype is a facet of you that has learned how to be resourceful from past experiences. And I get that this could be a shadow side. It could be a part of yourself that you're not necessarily comfortable with or proud of, because there is this all or nothing mentality that you are embodying at some times. It is black and white thinking, but there is truth to it. Some nuance just needs to be incorporated in. So there are times where you feel like if you do not act right now as fast as possible, hastily in a certain sense, you will not receive what you need. And Spirit wants you to honor the hunter inside of you because of their primal energy to survive, because of the ways that they have protected you in the past. But with the hunter always comes a weapon, and with the hunter always comes a mindset that you are willing to sacrifice another living thing for your own safety, security, and nourishment. So the discernment that I'm talking about, it's really important. When you come through with this all or nothing sort of energy, you really have to make sure that there is actual danger present. Because, so an analogy that I'm getting is like, if you have been emotionally abused and mistreated in the past, say you've been in a really difficult relationship with someone who didn't respect you, you got out of that relationship, you've spent time healing, and now say you're in another relationship, and whenever there is a neutral conflict, like something that's not the end-all be-all, just something that needs to be worked out, your body and your awareness system remembers what it was like to be in conflict that was potentially life-threatening, and was actually like dangerous. And you need to sometimes, like when you're actually in a situation that is like handleable, and your body is like telling you that you can't handle it, that is an amazing opportunity to sit with the hunter within and talk to them and kind of let them know from this experienced place, from this discerning eye, listen, I know that this feels dangerous. I know that you're scared, but we are safe now. And I am here, I am present. I know that you like to be in the driver's seat, but I can be in control now. I don't need your constant protection. Thank you for your protection. Thank you for the ways that you have helped me in the past, that you have sheltered me, gotten me out of precarious situations in the past. I know that sometimes I will still need you, but now is not one of those times. Letting the hunter within take a back seat when you are not in immediate danger, and then your body will learn to truly discern what is safe and what is not safe. But we're talking about trauma here, so I don't want to say all this lightly, and I don't want to insinuate that it's easy to discern what is safe and what is not safe. And it's really, really important to address these things, not only in a tarot reading, but with people that you trust, and especially if you have access to it with mental health professionals. So I will just offer that, and I know that that's not easy to get access to either. But when things like this come up, I just feel the need to address that. Delving spiritually in a shadow worky way, especially when we are addressing trauma, it's very difficult to do that alone without any additional help. So if you have access to it and you're resonating with this reading, I also feel the need to suggest that maybe you could get some extra help in this area to be able to talk these things through. Not that tarot and not that spirituality aren't very, very valuable tools, but just to say that I am not a mental health professional. I am just someone who works within the art of tarot and strengthens this skill, and can bring up these kind of difficult things to look at and put them in your awareness. Okay, I hope that disclaimer made sense. So it feels like you are almost being tested, but not really in like a trial by fire way. I feel like you've taken necessary time to examine the things that you've been through and come out on the other side of them, and now Spirit can see that you're ready to put some of that in action. And one of the ways that they do that is, unfortunately, by bringing up situations that they kind of know will will trigger these deep subconscious parts of you. But when you have the experience of deep diving and learning how to trust yourself, you can eventually use these triggering moments to make different choices and opportunities to grow from it and get more comfortable in that area. So yeah, it feels like Spirit is kind of nudging you to face your anxieties and face your traumas by just like maybe showing you that not all situations are the same, and we can't lead with our wounds, even though it's totally understandable to avoid certain situations and to almost like brace for a negative impact when you've been through a lot of shit in the past. They want to teach you that things can end differently, and it takes the bravery of the hunter is really what I feel like is highlighted as something that you should keep and that you should enforce. This bravery, this brave Sagittarian energy. you're needing to utilize that bravery to get to the other side and have the experience of basically a situation that your mind is anticipating going horribly actually ending well. But getting to the other side of that is hard. And I love how these three things go together, right? Because the hunter and the animal are two sides of the same coin. The hunter is usually the human who is going after, or I mean, I take that back, not always the human. Sometimes they are the predator, right? Going after a smaller animal, going after their prey. And I see the animal as kind of the thing being hunted in a sense. So you're moving out of this energy of feeling like you know what's going to happen from a survival instinct, and you're moving into a more naturalistic, embodied place where you are aware of the risks, but when it comes down to it, you understand that you just have to like live your life. Animals are such amazing teachers for humans in so many different ways. But the way that it's coming up for me right now is that they, I mean, it's hard to know what capabilities their minds have and like how they think and stuff like that. But as we witness them, they are so in their bodies and they're so present. And they have these automatic primal impulses as well. But I think the difference is that humans have way more room to over-intellectualize, and then we put ourselves in a bind because we're just thinking too much. So you are being asked to come into a space of more bodily awareness and nurturing these signals and these signs from your body. So when you are experiencing anxiety, and you're going to keep experiencing it, right? Like, it's a normal part of your life. It's not there to necessarily even warn you. You're being asked to come into a space of like looking at your anxiety as just helpful information and not fact. I think that's what it's about. Like, we want to listen to these parts of us that are coming up and being triggered, but it's really difficult because sometimes we get triggered by something completely different than is what is happening in the moment. Discernment is the part of this reading. But the last card is the bridge. And this is what I'm saying, like what I was saying about getting to the other side. Getting to the other side of this fear, really, I think is what you're embodying right now. Moving from being led by pain and being led by fear, being led by intelligence, really, and kind of this pattern recognition where you've learned, your brain has learned, noticed patterns, noticed cycles, but you're being led by that in a negative way. But you're moving to the other side via the bridge into this place of more acceptance. And coming at things, even things that are like really difficult and really triggering, like trying to just even take like 2 steps away from how your big feelings are affecting you. And neutrality is a big word that I'm getting. This is a deep reading. This is what I'm saying about the Archetypes deck, reading you to filth. It's never this like light, bubbly message. It's never like necessarily fun. It's always a deep dive, which is funny that I'm like, hey, hang out with me, do tarot. It'll be so much fun. And I'm just talking about our traumas and how we are sometimes trapped by the bodily knowledge of them. Yeah, that's really laid back, Raven. But it is what it is, you know. I wanted to play with this deck today, and this is what it's giving me. But I feel like the bridge is available to you at any time. So the bridge is not something that like is miles away and you have to get to. The bridge is almost a state of mind. It's a state of being that you can access. And to access it, it just takes the trust that you're going to get to the other side of this. When your body says, when these signals in your body, these fear signals are like, I'm literally afraid I'm going to die because of how intensely I feel about this. The bridge offers us this mindset of transformation, this mindset of this is a journey. And if I allow myself to reach out, if I stop taking my hand away, right? If I stop hesitating, trying to go back into the past, if I reach my hand out, I invite this energy and this mindset to me of there's something on the other side that's reaching back out to me. Whether this is a person's support, whether this is a future version of you, whether this is simply getting through this hard situation, these triggering times, to more peace. However you want to conceptualize it. The bridge is here. It's here to bridge the gap between fear and love, between anxiety and spaciousness. It's so funny, I kind of go into flow state for a little bit while I'm doing tarot, and then like there's a point where I come out of the flow state and I'm like, hope anything I said made sense, because I don't know. I don't know what I was talking about. I guess I do when I dial back in. I understand what I'm talking about, but let's just take a little beverage break. I think part of like what I have to accept about myself as a tarot reader is like, I am really not here to tell people what they want to hear. And I'm really not here to like, I am a cheerleader for sure. But my messages, I think they're often triggering in nature because my ultimate goal is to like actually help people understand like what is blocking them from feeling spacious or feeling more free or more peaceful. And in order to do that, I literally have to be the one who's like digging it up and presenting it to you. And it's like, I would love it to be this shiny gem, but like usually it's not. Usually it's not. I want to pull one more card, my friends. And I think I want it to be describing in the near future, like when you reach your hand out and you create this bridge to a different reality and to a different place of being. I want to know what what archetype is kind of waiting for you there and what you will be embodying after this cycle. The mother. Wow. The mother. So with this, the situation that you're going through might have something to do with your mother, or with a motherly figure to you, or with you as a mother. It might have something to do with creation, with family, with resources. And in this mother card, it's like a nest, and inside of it, it almost looks like bread, like dough, and the hands over this beautiful pearl. So comes on the other side of this is release. Into support. I do feel like this could be from another person who has a motherly energy, but it's also this internal energy inside of you that you will fall into the support of. I'm hearing like Mother Earth, like falling into the motherly, nurturing energy of the universe, like the universe is putting a shawl around your back, comforting you. And this could be suggesting that when you get to the other side of this, there is some major self-nurturing that needs to happen, self-mothering that needs to happen. So you have permission after you do this hard thing to just like hold yourself in comfort and love. Gift yourself the food, the experiences, the clothes, the time, maybe certain games or TV shows or movies. Like think back to when you were a kid and what experiences in your life gave you this feeling of comfort and coziness, and take the time to gift yourself that. There's also this period of, and I'm not really necessarily getting like hermit mode per se, but there is this, you might be wanting to spend more time inside and wanting to spend more time, you might be wanting to spend more time in solitude after you get to the other side of this. So really allow yourself that and think of what, just ask yourself what you need. And I don't feel like this, I don't feel like the end of this situation is going to bring you a lot of grief or pain, but you will have to recover from it energetically, because I think this is, whatever this is, like, it's been kind of harvesting a lot of your brain space and a lot of your energy. So when you finally move on from it and like get to a new place with it, you're gonna need to kind of recalibrate, and that's totally fine. Okay, give yourself that time, give yourself that nurturing, let people love you, let people take care of you, let the universe take care of you too, not just your physical loved ones, but your loved ones in spirit. Something I've been trying to do more, which I like constantly forget about, is that your spirit team, all they want to do is assist you. Well, it depends on who you're dealing with, right? But ultimately there's so much love there. And if you are really just in need of something that your physical environment can't give you, you can allow yourself to be held by spirit if you just ask and surrender. I think that is the end of our collective reading today. So if you watched this until the end, thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and resonated with the way that I showed up today, I would love it if you subscribed, left a comment, left a like, all the good YouTube things. But I hope that you have a great rest of your day or night whenever you're watching this. Take care of yourself. Believe in your power to change and transform. And I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Okay. Till next time.